right, BobbethTV is live, and you know what that means. Another episode of Mud Mule TV coming your way. You have a special Saturday night US, Sunday morning Australian broadcast of the Knuckleheads iRacing League. This is the Motowear International UMP Modifieds. And there it is, as soon as the race info gets on the screen. Now, we don't have a track map for Bristol Motor Speedway, unfortunately, which is where we are for the UMP Modifieds as practice comes to a conclusion. We're going to jump on over to qualifying. 9 cars have made it out here today. A lot of guys off for the weekend with family, doing Christmas, things like that. So, I believe a 9-car field. Have a look. Wayne Bridges, Chris Standridge, Dawson Potter, David Garman Jr., Tim Brown, John Bennett, Michael Davis, Mikey Mixter, Travis McDonald as well. All right, because it is a special Saturday night broadcast, Saturday night US, Sunday morning Australian, that we won't be sort of doing the full schedule. We'll be pretty much jumping straight to the second UMP race after this one. So I'll be basically interviewing the winner of this race while we're getting ready to go into the second race. How's everyone's weekend been so far? Halfway through the weekend. Sunday morning for me, so the weekend just about over, but weekends, weekdays, they don't mean the same thing to me as they do normal people. I don't generally have a weekday, weekend structure to my life. The Standridge had quick time 16 at 9.68. David Garman Jr., who I think will be the favourite to win here tonight, 16.907. There's John Bennett. He's out there trying to set his times. Can he get quick time? He hasn't got a time on the board yet. What are we? Okay. Logo. It's my logo. Why is it not showing the logo? That's weird. I did set it up. I did fix it. I thought I fixed it. Chris Standridge in the chat. Facebook chat, lighten up. Chris has second quickest time, 16.968. Best of luck out there. I reckon David Garman Jr., as I said earlier, is the favourite to win. John Bennett puts his time in, 17.048. He makes that top 5. 77 on our screens. That's Mikey Mixter with a 16.907 to beat. Have a look there. 17.105 is his first time. How does Santa Landy sleigh in the middle of summer like that feel? He just so you know how you guys have snow. You put your chains on your tires for snow use and things like that. Well, there's like rubber treads. They work good on sand and dirt that he puts on the sleigh. But yeah, no, I heard he just parks it in like a paddock out the back somewhere and just like, can you hear that thumb click? He just thumb clicks his way around the neighbourhood. But I don't know. It's been a long time since I've had any dealings with Santa, to be honest. So, you know. All right, let's get to the first grid of our 2 UMP races here today. This is the makeup round 4 race. We will have makeup round 7 for the Motowear International UMP Modifieds coming up after this. Bristol Motor Speedway first, Lincoln Speedway up second. All right, first heat, David Garman Jr. and Dawson Potter on that front row. There's John Bennett and Mikey Mixter. That's the second row. Tim L. Brown, the 429. He'll be on that third and final row. Just have a quick look at the logo while we're circling. Work out why it's not on the screen there. Top right logo, top right. Where are you? There. That's not working. All right, we're off and racing. David Garman Jr., John Bennett moves up into second. Dawson back to third. Mikey Mixter and Tim L. Brown back there in fourth and fifth. We have a good sort of almost top-down view on these guys here. Danny Magic 888. Oh, thanks for the follow, Danny. Appreciate it, brother. I just saw that earlier on Twitch. Dan Betts here in Perth, just sort of jumped. Dan! It's Dan! Oh my God, how are you, man? This guy has one of the, like, if not the most beautiful woman in Australia as his wife, Morgan. Just, she is beautiful. Dan, it has been a long time, brother. Holy shit. Back in another lifetime. Lap 4 of 5. David Garman Jr. still at race leader. John Bennett still in a second. Mikey Mixter falling back to third. Get a look at where he is in just a second. There he is. A few car paces off that pack. Tim Brown back there in fourth. Dawson Potter has jumped to the pits and will not see the finish of this heat. I will definitely chuck you a follow back, my man. Oh, I've missed you. You're my favourite people I've never met. There we go. Heat 1 in the books. UMP Motowear International UMP Mods here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Heat 1 in the books. David Garman. Oh, we'll get the results. We'll get the results up as soon as they are available. There they are. Well, there's Dawson. Hello, Dawson. David Garman Jr. from Dirt Anarchy. He will win. John Bennett from J&J Motorsports and BAM Motorsports second. Mikey Mixter and Tim Brown third and fourth. KHR's very own Dawson Potter in fifth. The grid for Heat 2 and our final heat for this race. Standridge and Michael Davis on that front row. Let's get down to the actual leaders though. Come on. There we go. Chris Standridge, Michael Davis, Michael Mad Dog Davis on that front row. We see Wayne Bridges on that second row. Travis McDonald should be on the inside. There he is on the inside second row. So Michael Davis, Chris Standridge front row. Wayne Bridges, Travis McDonald second row. Let's get this heat lined up and ready to go. Off we go. Chris Standridge, Travis McDonald, Michael Davis, Wayne Bridges. Chris off to a great start there. The Mud Mule Orange 22. Chris Standridge, he is writer, director, producer, agent for the the BobbethTV podcast, BobbethTV. BobbethTV, no, I just literally said that twice. BobbethTV podcast, The Bob Show. We'll be returning next Sunday, not here today, just purely because we do have this pop-up broadcast that had come up. Yellow flag's come out. I can't quite see why it came out, so we'll just let that reset and we'll go from there. I've been really good, Dan. I haven't. So last you heard is I left, obviously, M2. I went to Vodafone. I was there for a couple of years. Had one of those nervous breakdowns, one of those wonderful midlife crisis health breakdowns, and ended up leaving that company when they paid out a number of their employees, and actually don't work at the moment. I stay home and look after my partner, who's on a disability pension. So sort of semi-retired and doing this sort of stuff now. Sort of broadcast these races, usually Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Australian mornings. I do a bit of gaming broadcast, streaming and stuff as well. Affiliate on Twitch, so making money from the subscriptions and the interactions and stuff like that, the views. So yeah, it's look, I'm not living the dream, but certainly living happily. Still see Michelle. Well, I haven't seen Michelle in quite some time, but still see Michelle from time to time, and the crew and whatnot. Actually caught up with them for a reunion the other month, back in October, I think it was. All right, heat 2, lap 5 of 5. Looks like the 88 got into the wall. Travis McDonald looks like he's got himself going again, though, because he's back in second place. Wayne Bridges up there in third as Chris Standridge comes through 3 and 4 for the last time to get that checkered flag and our heat racing. Have you had any spawn? Do I remember? Have you? Let's just look. Let's Daniel Beth. Have a baby. I'm sure you had a baby. Yeah. Dude, you're living. You are so lucky, man. Living the dream. Beautiful wife, beautiful kid. Still on the other side of the country, I assume. Right, let's get to the grid for Heat 2. Sorry, for the feature of race 1 of 2. We'll get to the Discord actually really quickly. I think I think Cody, sorry, B. McDonald is our current UMP points leader. And he's not here today. So Ken McLean, John Bennett, Travis McDonald, David Garman, they will be closing the gap. There's no Ken McLean here today as well. Chris Standridge, David Garman Jr., they are on the front row. John Bennett and Travis McDonald, second row. Wayne Bridges, Mikey Mixter, fourth row. Michael Mad Dog Davis and Tim L. Brown. Dawson Potter will be on that my God, fifth and final row. You'd think I'd been doing this for a little while by now, and Dan knows me from my previous life of telecommunications, so he knows I like to talk. Start the race from the TV tower cam. This is the camera looking out of my vantage point. I did see the logo flash up before on the top right, so I do know it's working, but it's just on a cycle for some reason. I can't figure that out. Oh, later. 2 boys. Well done, man. 2 boys. I finished up with. I think I had 2 girls when I was talking to you. When I was working at okay, but I've got 2 girls and a boy, and they're all like my boy. He's the youngest. He just finished high school, graduated grade 10. He's going to be a basketball star. Follow your passion, bruv. Sorry to hear about the darker times, bruv. Yeah, still in Perth, working like a horse and spending like a dog. That's the way, brother. That is the way. David Garman Jr., Chris Standridge, John Bennett, Mikey Mixer, Wayne Bridges. That's the 5. Travis McDonald, Michael Davis, Tim L. Brown, Dawson Potter, the back 9. From 6 to 9. Let's get these cameras going straight away. Let's get down to the track cams and see what the start of this race is looking like. 2 very distinct groups. Well, actually 3 there by the looks of it. There's the front group of 4, the back group of 4, and then looks like Tim L. Brown as well back there behind that group. David Garman Jr., Chris Standridge, John Bennett, Mikey Mixer, then Travis McDonald, Dawson Potter, Wayne Bridges, Michael Davis, and Tim L. Brown. Great look from Chris Standridge's car as he's chasing David Garman. We're starting to see that May and Clud playing mud flick up. Look for that to get very glassy soon and then very dusty. Visuals maybe a bit hard. Not a lot of cars on the track, so the track may not get ripped up as much. Let's see if we'll have the same 9 drivers at Lincoln Speedway after this, or whether we'll get some newer drivers added into the pack. Needs to be between 9 and 12 is where it's really random and unlikely that the track will fully go away. They're a little tacky in places, so we'll see how we go. Watching Chris Standridge here in 3rd place. Now the front cam with John Bennett as he looks to move down low and make a move on David Garman Jr. Let's get to the actual wider cam so we can watch that play out. Up 7 of 30, first of 2 races here tonight. Dawson and Bobby, thank you for the likes on Facebook as well. Appreciate you, Dawson. You're out on the track, so you won't actually hear that. Good luck, brother. You'll hear that on replay, no doubt. John Bennett has moved that KHR BAM Motorsports #1 into the race lead. He's also sponsored by our race sponsor, Motowear International. Got the Roberts Electrical Services logo on the front. That's that Tuesday night Dirt Street Stock sponsor. Bill Roberts, we thank you for everything you do. Bennett and David Garman Jr. both in the top 5 in this UMP race. So while we don't have our 2 points leaders, Cody B. McDonald and Ken McLean here tonight, no, Cody's in the mountains with family and otherwise indisposed. These boys will be able to use these 2 races to close that points gap up as we head very, very close to the mid-season break. One more race tomorrow night. I just realised it's going to be a 4-day run of broadcasts. Jump back, there's Dawson. We'll come from the rear. Let's have a look. Wayne Bridges, there's Wayne. Try and get a bit wider. He's in 9th. We've got Tim L. Brown in 8th. Mad Dog himself, Michael Davis, he's in 99. Beautiful mud new logo. My face. Bit of an older picture of me on the roof there. I've still got hair. Beard's just as messy. There's Dawson, the 44. Everyone's favourite race car driver, Dawson Potter. Travis McDonald, brother of points leader Cody B. McDonald. He is in at the top 5. Mikey Mixter, there he is in 4th place. Chris Standridge, Bob Show cohort. And one of the coolest guys I've met. I've made a lot of great friends on this sim. But Chris and I, yeah. I don't know, I think it's because I wanted to be a school teacher. I was growing up and he's a school teacher, so I kind of idolise him a little bit in that respect. Don't tell him I said that, for God's sakes. You'll get a big head. But yeah, Chris, big ups for Chris. John Bennett, he's in at 2nd. He's the heartbreaker, the knucklehead. I've given him so many different nicknames. But he is back in 2nd place. David Garman Jr. getting that race lead again. Let's go back and have a look and see how David got by him. There he is there on the high line as they come into the turns there. John's got that slight lead, but it looks like that high line on the track is starting to give a little bit more momentum, which is something we do see happen. If you can get your nose between the car below you and the wall, let's get back to live while we talk, then you will have the run down the straightaway to get into the next turns first. But David Garman Jr., who's the last car we haven't highlighted yet, there he is there, the 06 Dirt Anarchy driver, is our race lead. What is his best lap? Let's have a look at them, see what the best times are out there so far. Quick time belongs to John Bennett, 16.9.3. Our race leader, 16.7.19. Third place, 16.8.10. 16.8.25 for Mikey Mixter. Travis McDonald, he is not that far off the pace with the 16.7.8.2. 16.9.1 for Dawson Potter. 16.8.6 for Michael Mad Dog Davis. Tim Brown, 16.8.5.1 and 17.1.44 for Wayne Bridges. Right, let's try and look around the track a little bit more. Lap 22 of 30. Ooh, John Bennett having to just move that machine around a little bit there to try and keep it off that infield wall, pit entrance. Back down to the track cams. That speed, which does get a lot of dust being chucked up as well as clay and mud. Track's starting to dry out a bit. 6 laps to go. I don't know if it's going to be enough for anyone to really challenge anyone else. I feel like these finishing positions, the order's sort of locked in at this stage. There's a few gaps. If we had the track map, we'd be able to see how big a gap between each car, but we can sort of see them as they're driving along. The tower cam might give us a good idea of that as well. Cam 3. You can sort of see they're all about the same distance back. Chris is from John there on our screen. But we've got less than four to go here, so we're going to jump up to our race leader. I'll find a cam that complements David Garman Jr. He'll be the first driver we likely speak to today with the interviews at the end of the race. Go lap 29 of 30. Just 2 more laps to go. I can see in the background there that Wayne Bridges has passed. Sorry, Mike Davis has passed Dawson Potter for 6th place. Dawson falls back to 7th. Current running order as we get the white flag last lap. David Garman Jr. is our race leader. John Bennett is currently 2nd. Chris Standridge 3rd. Mikey Mixter in 4th. Travis McDonald in at the top 5. Michael Mad Dog Davis 6th position. 7th. Dawson Potter. Tim L. Brown in 8th. 9th. Wayne Bridges as David Garman Jr. will get the checkered flag in our first 2 races. Just the one broadcast today. 2 races, 1 done, 1 still to come. Poor David getting smashed to pieces at the end of the race there. All right, let's get down to our feature results. Get them on the screen. Obviously, Dirt Attic is the big winner here tonight. David Garman Jr., John Bennett 2nd, Chris Standridge finishing in the top 3 podium position. Mikey Mixter 4th, Travis McDonald rounding out the top 5. Michael Davis 6th, Dawson Potter in 7th, Tim L. Brown in 8th, and 9th is Wayne Bridges. All right, let's get David's details up on our screen for the interview. Let's get over to the Discord. I know that John is going to throw to the second race pretty quickly. All right, starting on pole position after winning Heat 1. Just the 9 cars here tonight. We spoke about that. It is a special Saturday night broadcast, so not everyone able to make it. A lot of people off with family, early Christmas stuff. So I did say, David, that you and John and Chris, obviously finishing in 3rd, stood to really benefit here the most. You got 2 rounds of racing before the final round tomorrow night. First part of this mid-season run, and an ample opportunity to really close that sort of 20, 15-point gap that Cody and Kent have on you. Firstly, congratulations. Bristol Motor Speedway, the house that David Garber Jr. built tonight. Congratulations, my man.
Yeah, thanks, Bob. Yeah, it was a fun race. Shout out to Bob and Chris, or not Bob, but
John?
Bennett and Chris for
Yep.
the good racing up front for a little bit. And yeah, it was a good race, and yeah, kind of excited about the good points jump I'm gonna get tonight. Unfortunate those guys can't show up for whatever reason it may be, but well, if the next race goes just as well as this one, then I should have the lead. But that also means I'll have to
Start taking
start
AOLs.
in the back. Yeah, I'm gonna have
Yeah.
to start starting in the back. So now I gotta start going through the field.
That's it. And look, we have seen that battle happening. Chad and Cody, Kent and Cody. I think it seems to be someone in Cody for a few of those races where it's Cody the points lead. So yeah, Cody being stuck on a weekend holiday is absolutely going to be the opportunity. We talk about those opportunities, especially like with the AOLs. AOL sometimes if you it's the 3rd place qualifier that generally gets it because the points leader is commonly qualifying in pole. So that's a normal opportunity you guys get. So not having to worry about it this week and still taking that similar opportunity and running with it. John, look like John. I've given him a few nicknames in the past. Heartbreaker is definitely one of them. He has been known to build a run, come from behind. Only 9 cars on the track, so it looked like around lap 22, 24, a little bit of dust started kicking up, and I feel like that's when a little bit of opportunity, a little bit of track choice sort of worked out, and that high line worked for you. You're able to sort of take that lead back, but without giving too much of your game plan away, how much of John getting past you in that first part of the race was John getting past you, and how much of it was you just saving tires or sort of just seeing what John had?
Yeah, that was all just John getting around me. He had the better line, the better run. I struggled with this car in practice. I couldn't get it to turn or do anything, and I just didn't know where the line was. And I was more or less in a practice by myself, so I couldn't see what anybody else was doing just to get an idea. So, um, yeah, that was just John straight up beating me out of the corners there. And then once he got in front of me, I followed him for what 4, 5, 6 laps or so, and I could tell coming off the corners, his car was getting loose, and he was just losing time because I'd have to just lift off and try not to smack him hit him in the rear ender and mess him up because I don't want to take anybody out. And so I ended up just moving back to the high line, and it ended up working out and started to get faster. So I just stuck up there until I got around him, and then towards the end of the race, it was just experimenting with other lines and stuff like that, just getting more comfortable with the car because like I mean I could tell I had pretty decent lead. So experimenting with the car, trying to learn it better because I feel like I still am not these that good in these cars. I mean, the results may say differently, but I just don't feel comfortable in them.
Yeah, look, and that's the thing. I feel like it's sort of, and it's not something you can manipulate, but we do hear that a lot with especially a KHR where guys will be like, look, it's not my it's not my chosen car. I don't expect to do well, or I don't expect too much, and then I feel like that sort of allows you to take it a little bit as it comes, and you can't overdrive it because you're not overthinking it because you don't know what's happening. You're sort of just reactive more than proactive, and I think that's a little bit of a better way to be, especially like tonight. Obviously, the biggest battle you guys are going to face is we can pretty much expect this same 9 car field to be the next field in the next race, but we're going from Bristol Speedway, which is a decent sized track, heading on over to Lincoln, and I'm just trying to get details on that because I know it's not a massive track, but does Bristol sort of give you an idea of how Lincoln's going to go in terms of, all right, I'm going to have to deal with a tacky track for probably more than half of the lap count. Have you got a bit of a game plan going into Lincoln next?
No, I mean, so it's really hard to compare Bristol to literally anything
Yeah,
else. It's completely different. I mean, it's a paved track with dirt on top of
it
it, so
is. Yeah, it's so
you
unlike
have to
anything.
take that one with the grain of salt that it's coming with. But no, I mean, my approach tonight to Bristol and Lincoln are both been the same. It's don't even think about this racing stuff until I get in the seat and start running the practice sessions right before the race. So that's been my mentality more or less this the entire race season with all the cars. So it's just jump in and see what happens. And yeah, no, and like as far as the track wear and stuff like that, again, Lincoln is so different. It's a purpose-built dirt track. The dirt is different. It's got different bumps and styles, turns, and all that good stuff. It's just, and I can't tell you the last time I ran Lincoln either, so I don't know what to expect. If it's what I think it is, it's going to be really tight on turn one and two for the start of the race because it's just everybody's there and it's a tight turn and it's, you know,
Yeah,
it'll be a good
it's
show.
yeah, I always get Weed Sport and Williams Grove mixed up. One's like USA and one has a really tight sort of turn into 1 and 2, and it's really hard. Is it Weed Sport? That's that one. I think it's like Lincoln where,
Weed Sport is got because they cut off turn one and two early because
yeah,
of some line thing issues with the neighbor, but yeah, it got cut up a little bit. So one and two are very oddly shaved and super
yeah.
tight at the beginning.
And I feel like Lincoln's going to be. I'm not as experienced with Lincoln as well. A lot of the newer tracks are sort of from Lincoln onwards, really. Around that time, I haven't raced a lot of dirt, so not as familiar with those tracks as I am some of the sort of the more frequent tracks that we race: USA, Limeland, Lanier Dirt Track, Charlotte, things like that. So it's always fun watching you guys work it out because it helps me try and work it out, and it gives me a bit of an idea of what the track is like. And no, I'm really looking forward to the Lincoln race now. Just because we do have a bit of time, I know normally we wrap these up quick, but we've sort of got a little bit of time to play with today. Couple final questions. Look, let's say we're not going to jinx you, but let's say with the combination of these two races, the consistent finish that you'll hopefully obtain in this next race gets you to the points lead in USA. How do you handle USA from the rear? It's got a long straightaway, so you do have a good. If you have momentum, there are passing opportunities, but I know for myself, USA, I like to come in, cut that grass, and really hold it in close to that wall to get a good sort of slide through and run back out the next straightaway. How are you going to handle coming from the rear potentially at USA next week? Tomorrow night, rather.
Oh man, I don't know. It just depends on what the track gives me and how the car handles. So I mean, I don't know if there's the recent update with iRacing or what, but the cars just definitely feel a lot tighter. So it's just gonna be getting used to that. And then yeah, just dealing with what the track gives me and trying to make a line work where the other guys aren't running or the group isn't, so I can get around and hopefully get up and score some points to maintain the lead. But yeah, I was just doing the math on the points. I still don't think I'm gonna walk away with the
The lead.
points lead tonight,
Uh,
but I'll get super close. So
yeah, you could walk into the first mid-season break as the points champion, and after the battles Cody and everyone's had during that, that would be such a momentum push if you could, because Yeah, I know. I know. Yeah, obviously, there's a lot of bragging rights coming into this first break. So no, it's going to be awesome. We've got the obviously the Lincoln's Fate race up next. UMP Motowear. My God, Motowear UMPs at USA tomorrow night, along with the late models. Yeah, we've got the. I don't think we have to do it street stocks. I think they're finished up already. I've got to check the schedule. So I think maybe just 2 more nights of racing, but lots of chances for points, lots of upsets and three-way battles, four-way battles coming up as we look to start the second half of this season. But before we let you go, David, friends, family, sponsors, mostly because you guys like to thank me, so I always like to hear my shout outs as well. But now I joke. Who do you want to give a shout out to, brother, for getting you here tonight?
Yeah, it's all you well deserve there, Bob. So obviously you for putting it out for the fans, the league admin, and the rest of the racers for putting on these good races. I know tonight was a small field, but you know we tried to put on the best show we could, I guess. So, and then obviously the wife for letting me do this on a Saturday night. It's not the norm, but she was like, "Yeah, you can do it. It'll be okay."
Yeah, no, that is awesome. And yeah, look, like I've said to John, and we it doesn't often happen, but I'm pretty flexible with my schedule with you guys. So I'm more than happy to be available. So when he messaged me and said, "Hey, do you think we could do a Saturday night, Sunday morning sort of show to get up to date before the end of the first run?" I was, yeah, no, not a problem at all. It's I love putting you guys on the air. It's always a great race. It's always a great show. 9 cars, 15, 20 cars. I'll put you guys up against any other league, and know that the quality of racing is going to be exceptional. And yeah, I've often said I could hit play on the broadcast, walk away for the race, and know that whatever gets put out on the screen would still be, you know, as good, if not better, than most of the stuff that's out there.
Yeah, thanks, Bob. Appreciate it.
Awesome, man. Well, look, best of luck. I know we've got a couple of minutes before the session opens up and practice is ready. So I'll let you go stretch your legs and do all that sort of stuff, get rehydrated. Yeah, don't let John have an easy time. Make him work for it. And we'll talk to you again soon. When is up to you. You're in control of that. But I have little doubt it will be, and won't be any. It will be sometime soon. I'll spit that out properly.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Think talking for a job, I'd be able to do it properly, but I stumble. It is a Sunday morning in Australia, just past 12:15 in the afternoon, and I've only had the one coffee, so give me a break, guys and girls. Um, Still got a couple of minutes before the lobby is open, so I'm going to chuck to the logo. Um, All right, we'll put that in the chat there. I'm just gonna have a quick couple of minute break, go fill my water back up, and powder my nose. And we'll be back in just a moment, ladies and gentlemen. Not sure why that didn't go to Twitch. Let's do this. Maybe Twitch chat's not showing in here properly. Twitch chat's not showing in my. All right, so we're going a quick break. Why is my Twitch chat not working? Oh, it is. So it is working in there. Okay, cool. Why is my Twitch chat not working? Oh, it is. So it is working in there. Okay. I have to leave and be a dad again. Go well, bruv. Good hearing your dulcet tones again. Speak soon, bruv. Happy holidays to you. You too, Dan. I know you probably won't hear this, man, but fucking, I'm so stoked that you joined in, man. You are someone from a past that I do sorely miss. All right, I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be back very soon, guys and girls. Let's talk soon. right, as we return to our second of two races here tonight, the Motowear International Grand Prix Mods here at Lincoln Speedway. I'm still on a break. I just thought I'd come back and let you know that the second race practice has opened up. It is on our screens now. I'm going to leave the practice screen with you guys. Details up on the screen. Here's track map here for Lincoln. I don't reckon we'll have a track map for Lincoln either. We didn't have Bristol. No, it's we have the software to add it in. There we go, guys. We'll leave you with some practice. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. broadcast will resume shortly. Just here in practice. Let's have a look at some times. In fact, this time and last time. So the best lap out there, 15.499 by David Garman Jr. as to be expected. Don Bennett second quickest, Travis McDonald third, 15.564 and 15.605 respectively. Dawson Potter in fourth quickest, 15.612, 15.654 the Mad Dog. Michael Davis, Standridge 15.685 there in fifth and sixth spots. Tim Brown and Wayne Bridges 15.947 and 15.962. 16 flat, no, 15.940. 15.881 last lap, so might be a bit of speed out there. Those laps might have been a while ago, but 16.271, I believe, seems to be the quickest lap of the current run. Crash there, Travis McDonald, Tim L. Brown. All right, let's give this race the proper intro. This is our second of two races here today. We started off the night with the Motor International UMP Modifieds at Bristol Motor Speedway. Now we're finishing off the night with the Motowear International UMP Modifieds yet again. That was round 4. This is round 7. These are make-up races. Get us back on time tomorrow night. USA is the last race of the first portion of our 3-portioned season. 29 races. Broken into to 3 lots. Round 7 Lincoln Speedway. Wayne Bridges on the track. There's Travis McDonald in the back. David Garman Jr. is back out there as well. So we'll get back to our race screens as we just about get ready to cross over to qualifying. Qualifying has wrapped up. 15.716. Pretty close to that 15.499 time. David Garman Jr., that was his last lap and his best time. Cut over to official qualifying. This is going to decide our lineups for our 2 heats. Those finishing orders in those 2 heats will decide the lineups for our feature. Heat 1 will decide the inside line. Heat 2 the outside. And David Garman get the back-to-back UMP mod victories out on qualifying. Josh McDonald's out there as well as Chris Standridge, Wayne Bridges, Michael Davis. Travis McDonald come around 3 and 4. He's going to set the first time, I believe. That's Wayne Bridges now. Travis, thank you. 15.005, 15.960, 15.8. There are a lot of times coming in. 15.679. There's David Garman Jr., our previous race winner. Favourite in that race. I predicted favourite in this one as well. Michael Davis, though, he has the best looking car on the track by far. All right, looks like qualifying is complete. The Heartbreaker 15.659, a full 200ths of a second quicker than David Garman Jr.'s 15.679. Moving him into pole position for Heat 1. David Garman Jr. pole position Heat 2. Going to be a good race. Did tell John sorry, David in the interview to make John work for it. Looks like John's going to make David work for it. Christian, I don't think you could see it as I was driving by, but I stuck up my middle finger up here. It was meant with love. Mate, look, the one thing you should know from us Australians is we call our enemies mate and our mates. The very commonly Australian used C word that you guys don't like a lot, which, I can understand. But yeah, can't take the piss out of your mates. Who can you take them? Thanks for the share, Travis, by the way. Best of luck out there, brother. Starting front row outside pole from our pole position started John Bennett. Chris Standridge, also good luck alongside Tim L. Brown on that second row. 4 cars in Heat 1. The inside line being decided for our 30-lap feature race, or maybe 35, because Lincoln's a little bit shorter. For our feature race. We'll say that. We know it's for our feature race. Those of you wondering, where is the Bob Show? Normally live around this time. Actually, normally finished by this time. No Bob Show this week. We needed to help the Knuckleheads guys get back onto their broadcast schedule and needed to broadcast their rounds 4 and 7 races of the Motowear International Modifieds Bristol Motor Speedway and Lincoln as Travis McDonald gets turned by Christopher Standridge there. First caution comes out. Unfortunately, due to weather and life, the hurricanes in the States earlier, a couple of months back, obviously we had to put a few things on hold, and this is us getting back on track. All right, looks like we've got this one lined back up. Chris Standridge gone to the rear as he was the one that accidentally turned Travis in that racing deal. God, there's so many Mobile TV logos on that track. I love that. Oh, now it's Travis's turn. He gets into Tim L. Brown a little bit there. We did talk to David Garman Jr. about how tricky turns 1 and 2 are at this track. As everyone builds speed, they are quite tight. So tricky to run your own line or try and run a natural line as we get to our white flag lap in Heat 1. John Bennett, our race leader, as he comes into 3 and 4 for that second last time. Now, I really need that track map. I do miss it. Now we're on the white flag lap. Quite a cam here. That's a little too wide. That'll give us a good view of Travis and Chris battling each other for second and third as John Bennett gets the Heat 1 checkered flag here at Lincoln Speedway. Round 7 make-up race for the UMP Modifieds Motor National are the host. I'm really mumbling my words up. Christ, Bob. All right, there we go. John Bennett wins. Travis McDonald second. Chris Standridge third. Tim L. Brown in 4th place. Von Mead was supposed to line up for that 5-car heat field, but did not make it to the track, so hopefully he's here for the feature grid for Heat 2. Outside line will be decided here. David Garman Jr. and Michael Davis on that front row. Wayne Bridges and Dawson Potter on that second row. go. Heat 2. The boys getting up to speed okay, and he's in turns 1 and 2. David Garman Jr., the race leader. Michael Davis, Wayne Bridges, Dawson Potter, the 3 cars behind him. Contact there, we saw the back of Wayne Bridges, Michael Davis. Like Wayne might have checked up a little bit. Dawson, Potter, Wayne falling back to 4th. Dawson moves up in 3rd. Michael Davis in 2nd, trying to chase down David Garman Jr. as the first half of this heat race is almost complete. Lap 4 is a go. 3 to come. Davis really ripping that up, but David Garman Jr. just looks like he is a speed above everyone else. Pulling away there, 1.5 second lead. 2 laps to come, or 1.5. Comes out of the turn there, gets the white flag, so not checkered, white first, then checkered. Very, very quick, minute 40 long heat race. These guys just blasting out 6 laps like it's nobody's business. David Garman Jr. is going to get that checkered flag. Michael Davis comes past on 2nd. Well, doesn't quite blast David, but Dawson gets 2 for 1. Wayne goes for the winner hit. Have a look at the results there. David Garman Jr., of course, Dirt Anarchy, winner of Heat 2. Michael Davis 2nd. Dawson Potter in 3rd. Wayne Bridges in 4th. All right. That's the inside and outside lines for this feature race. Decided John Bennett and David Garman Jr. are going to be on that front row. Travis McDonald, Michael Davis, 2nd row. 3rd row is going to be Chris Standridge and Dawson Potter. 4th row, Tim L. Brown and Wayne Bridges. If he lines up, Bond Mead, the 36, should be on that 5th and final row by himself. I think he has. There he is, the 36. Blue 36 is on the track. What's this got on Dawson? I'm trying to go to the leader. The director as well as commentator here. Currently off we go. Green flag. David Garman Jr. gets a good run down the outside. John looked like he got off first, but unfortunately down and into the infield wall. Been a bit of an accordion as we come back through the field as they check up. John looked like he went to go down into the turn and just not able to set it properly. Let's try and get a better look at that. We'll go a bit wider here. As I say, David Garman Jr. Looked like John got off to the first start, but David got off to the quicker acceleration. Able to get to the top speed first. John just clipped that infield barrier, and that forced him up across the front of a lot of different cars. That is going to bring out our first caution. That's going to move David Garman up into our race starting lead. A lap race gets its first caution. Yep, the C word is a big no-no in America. Yeah, I've learnt that. A lot of my American friends who I casually talk to, well, not casually, but have talk to in safe, let's say safe spaces. Talk to, where it's, not inappropriately like offensive, but it's taken with the love that it's given. But yeah, I understand that word. A little differently represented around the world. But trust me, if you get called that by an Australian, generally it is with love. All right, single file restart. David Garman Jr. will fire Mike Davis, Chris Standridge, Tim L. Brown, Travis McDonald, Dawson Potter, Von Mead, John Bennett, Wayne Bridges. That is the 9-car field. That is the restart order. Almost 8/10 of a second lead. David Garman Jr. just able to get those cars up and running. Go our lap counter after that caution, catching itself back up. It got up to like lap 6, but no, they said no, we're only on lap 3. We're about to start lap 4 once David gets onto this straightaway. Going to allow us to have a look around the track a little bit, see what else is going on. Oh, they're getting caught up in a bit of the back there. John Bennett, Von Mead, I think that's Tim L. Brown. There's Dawson Potter up in front of them all. Travis McDonald, he is in third. Chris Standridge behind him in fourth. Dawson, that's the top 5 car. Travis has 2 cars in front of him, Michael Davis and David Garman Jr. We see them there. Great view with that cam inside Travis's car. Around behind the safety of the guardrail there. Good view. That first fifth of this 35 lap race, up to lap 9 now, 35. Did a bit of a green flag run. We had that first caution around lap 3. Off the start, sorry. And David Garman Jr. restart. He has been in the race lead since then. 1.5 seconds is the lead over Michael Davis in second. Travis McDonald, actually, Michael and Travis battling each other out. At the bottom of our screens is Chris Dawson and John Bennett battle for fourth, fifth, and sixth. John Bennett, the tough luck award at the moment, has fallen 5 spots from outside pole, pole position, sorry, to 6th place. Can't count. David Garman Jr. from Andy 13 of 35. Any battle, Travis McDonald, Michael Davis, Chris Standridge, Dawson Potter, John Bennett, Von Mead, Tim Brown, and Wayne Bridges back there behind that group, racing away. Caution. Notice caution had come out until I saw the pace truck coming onto the track. Check the software, see if we can't see what might have caused it. I think it was Von Mead. Have a look from his vantage point. Yeah, just getting a little loose coming down into that infield there. Well, but quite hit it. The next set of turns. And same situation again, that rear just getting away from him. Brings it to a stop before there's any major damage. Oof. I say that as just rolls back a little bit and almost takes out the other guy. Just quickly reset lap 16. 15, sorry, is the caution. Lap 16 will be the restart. I'll be back in just 1 minute, folks. right, as we get this one back under green flag conditions, 16 and 35. Back under race. I'm an idiot. We are racing. People. David Garman Jr. not able to get that race restart he was used to there. He's still only just 4/10 of a second quicker. Travis McDonald, ahead of Travis McDonald, sorry, not quicker. He is having to really try and fend him off here. Michael Davis back there with John Bennett and Chris Standridge from the top 5. Von Mead, Tim Brown, Dawson Potter, Wayne Bridges, 6 to 9. Vague comment of the night. Was hoping to have something ready for you guys at the head of the broadcast. Wasn't going to be able to have that happen. Hoping I can still have it by the end. But, had someone reach out to me. I was very stoked with the reach out, and yeah, just want to get it out there. So I've messaged him. I've tried to see how we're going with it. All right, David Garman Jr. Travis McDonald, Mike Davis. No, John Bennett. John Bennett gets past Mike Davis there for third. Ooh, Mike falls back to fifth there. There is a caution. Let's have a look and see. It might have been Michael in that John Bennett pass there. Let's go back to the start of the battle actually between Mike and John. This is John getting past Michael. Bit of contact there. That is the caution there. Mike Davis is going to get this one going again under green flag conditions. Lap 23 is about to start. 3 and 4 are the turns. Get the green flag, the green light. The boys will fire. There it is. 23 of 35. David Garman Jr., Travis McDonald, John Bennett, Chris Standridge, Dawson Potter, Tim Brown, Wayne Bridges, Von Mead, Mike Davis. Looks like they've all got through 1 and 2 okay. That restart in 1 and 2 a bit deadly, so it's good to see everyone get up to speed there. And Travis resumed his battle against David Garman Jr. David Garman Jr. a little bit better on the takeoff this time around than last takeoff. Able to get that lead out to about 5, 6, 10, so it was second caution back out. It was that. Like it might have been Dawson and Wayne Bridges. Let's have a quick look there. There's the 44. There's Wayne Bridges back there behind him. Car length, actually car 429 is, oh there we go, Dawson up into the wall. He comes back down and into Wayne, unfortunately. That is our latest caution. Back to on green. All right, while we're on the caution, I'm just going to go to the little BobbethTV's room and powder my nose. I'll be back in just one moment, folks. Lap 26 of 35. David Garman Jr. still leading this race, but it is that 6/10, not the more dominating distance we have seen from him tonight. Travis looks like he has to contend with John Bennett, though, which might be keeping him off the pace a little bit. Chris Standridge back there in fourth with Tim L. Brown in fifth. I think it's one of Tim's highest racing positions there. Von Mead in sixth, seventh. Mike Davis, eighth. Wayne Bridges. Dawson Potter is a lap down back in not. Oh. Bumps. Lap 29 of 35. Those of you once again wondering why we're live today racing, it is Saturday night in the States, Sunday morning in Australia. This is rounds 4 and 7. Doubleheader night of racing for Motowear International UMP Modifieds, the Hurricanes and Life, etc. We had some rounds that we've missed. We've endeavoured to get them back on track with some make-up races, stuff throughout the racing week, especially on the Tuesday nights, American, Wednesday night Australia. So we just had to throw this one in as a special presentation to get the boys back on track for tomorrow night's final race of the first third of the season. 35. Take this chance to look one more time around the track. Von Mead just outside that top 5, trying to contend with Mike Davis. Tim L. Brown trying to get those extra points. A few of the guys, points leaders, not here tonight. Cody Bear McDonald and Kleeman have both missed with 4 and 7 points. Unfortunately, otherwise indisposed. We know that Cody is in the mountains with family. Does sound like a really fun time. But he could have tuned in. Mate. McDonald and John Bennett, they are side by side with less than a lap to go. Less than 2 laps to go. I was going to say that is a white flag lap. Travis McDonald currently has second spot. John Bennett third. Coming to 3 and 4 though, we are going to jump up to David Garman Jr. just quickly because he will get that checkered flag from Barney. Travis McDonald, John Bennett third. As our second of 2 UMP races come to a height ahead. Here are the results for tonight's second race. Motowear International UMP Modifieds here at Lincoln Speedway. David Garman Jr. back-to-back victories. Takes out Bristol Motor Speedway earlier tonight. Now he takes out Lincoln Speedway. Was the favourite coming in. Travis McDonald second. John Bennett finished third. Christopher Standridge fourth. Mel Brown finished in fifth place. Michael Davis, Wayne Bridges, Von Mead and Dawson Potter rounded out the 6th, 7th and 8th and 9th car fields. So everyone bar Dawson picking up some. Actually, no, is it top 9 points? If it might actually quick look. I think everyone in that race may pick up points. First gets 9 points. They will. So everyone just getting a little bit of an advantage coming into tomorrow night's last race of the first week 13. I've been wishing these weeks away too much. Week 13 tomorrow, USA. So let's get to the Discord. And we did say to him, we knew he would be back in the booth sometime soon. It was up to him when. I'm glad we left the name sign out. We left his seat comfy and warm where it was. David Garman Jr. Looked like that might have been a bit of a challenge this time again. Those last few restarts, Travis definitely, well, John, for a start, looked like he was going to battle you again, but Travis looks like he was going to battle you until John and Travis decided they were going to battle for second and third. And I think that might have been the reprieve you were looking for there in those middle restarts. But congratulations, man. Back-to-back victories. That's got to feel pretty damn good.
Yeah, no, it feels good. So super happy about all those points and everything. So we'll see what kind of damage I did in the points later. But no, that race was definitely more difficult than say Bristol. John was quick. I mean, Travis was quick as well. John started on the pole in the feature, and then he just washed up into 1. So that put him in the back at a disadvantage to start. So sucks for him. It was going to be a good race between him and him. And then yeah, I don't know who would have won honestly between me and him. It was I feel like he had a better car or he had a better grasp on it than I did. So who knows?
Yeah, look, it's looking at the times. I was looking at that. A couple of the guys, obviously, I find that when you're in the lead, it's hard. It's much easier to sort of set not set, but yeah, beat the pace, meet and beat the pace if you're not trying to set it. And if you're in the lead, you very much do do set that. I mean, you were. I did say you were sort of like acceleration wise, you look like a class of your own. Your top speed. Now, I think this is. I know it might be in miles per hour actually. 114 was your top speed, whereas Travis and John. Travis was 105, 110 for John. Best laps 15.86 for you, 15.88 for for John, 15.97 for Travis. So yeah, I definitely feel like while I'm not sure because we also talk about race speed. Obviously, it's one thing to meet and work with race speed, but it's another thing to have something left in front of the guy. You've sort of almost got to wait for make a mistake, and it's not going to happen. But yeah, I think if John and Travis, if John didn't have to battle Travis, um, or had that unlucky racing deal where he got caught up and got caught up in a little bit of action, I think that yeah, I think John might have had a bit more of a battle for you, and it may have been different. But look, your restarts, man. We've spoken about these in the past as well. There was one, the first one. So John Bennett clearly got the start jump. His car was the first to move off of that grid at the start there. Um, but you somehow beat him to turns 1 and 2. What do you attribute? How do you think it's just that softer foot? You just don't jam that pedal down as hard as it needs to be if you've got that right rhythm there. Because yeah, as I say, he definitely jumped first. He definitely went first, but you definitely had the better acceleration to turn one. And I just can't pick. Like it's I can't imagine how much difference throttle control there actually is between the two.
Yeah, I don't know what he does on the start, but I mean, as tacky as the track was when we first started the feature, that very first lap, for me it was just smash it as hard as I can and hope it doesn't go anywhere or hope it goes somewhere. So that's my general go-to for all the race starts at the beginning, and then towards the end, it just depends on how slick the track is, and then it's nice when you're up front for the restarts because you can kind of see where the slick is, and you can point your car and stay in the or stay out of the slick, and then you can just still jam the throttle and hope the tires stick, and you get that run. So yeah, then beating him to 1 and 2. I don't know. That may have just been an outside line thing. I know
Yep,
some tracks are they're the inside line will get the jump, but the outside line has the momentum behind them. So I don't know. It's just the way game goes sometimes.
definitely does. And you mentioned a little bit like you were saying how progress. You don't know if it was the updates with the track way that's reacting. I was looking through it earlier. Forgot to mention this, and I was saying how like the clay, the mud, the dirt, all of it is sort of the way that it works quite unique and independent to itself. So we already knew the tracks and sort of the updates had made the track not really sort of be as traditional with the way that they panned out. If you go to Fairbury, it's an outside track, one lane or Fairbury, but as an example. And I feel like with this latest change, where as visual as the change is, I can see so much when the track dries out a bit. There's so much more dust and dirt rather than clay being chucked up, and visually, obviously, it's going to be hard for you guys to see. But from all reports, that really is changing how the tires react on the track as well, and how that sticks. And we saw that a little bit. Yeah, as the track was slicking out, I think people that are normally a bit more proficient in the slick, their rear end was just getting a little bit out from them, and that I guess that and a little bit more throttle control is sort of needed to be reined in. But that track seems like it's not as simple as just race the track and if you well like it is. You have to work parts of the track to your what is it? Accentuate your positives and hide your negatives when it comes to the track, especially turn one. Like you spoke about that in the first interview with how tricky that was going to be, and we saw that a lot of times there where that real estate was just a little bit panicky for guys. And um, yeah, once the race got going, people were getting a bit more comfortable and starting to see that racing a lot more.
Yeah, no, it's this is probably one of the more complex tracks that we have that we run to. So yeah, there's more to it than just racing somebody else. It's I mean, well, Bristol is
Another
semi-difficult as
one,
well.
yeah.
You said it's right with UMP, just because it got tight. But yeah, I mean, you talked about the one-line racing. I don't think that was a one-line track, honestly. I was trying like four different lines, out front, just seeing what was felt faster. And I felt like all of them were just as good as the other. It just depended on how well you could, enter and exit depending on the line you wanted. So, ever since iRacing did their massive dirt update, like what, a year and a half ago, it's lended itself to less and less one lane tracks. Now there's still some, like you said, Fairbury, Eldora, and a couple other tracks that are one lane for a long time. But for a majority of the tracks, it's definitely gotten less and less one lane, and you can actually start racing guys. And even the slick, yeah, it's slick, but that throttle control, you can get through it. So
Exactly. Well, off to USA tomorrow. Some will call that just a horrible track. Some will call it a tricky track. I love it. I think it's a great one. Um, but it is, yeah, it's going to really, I guess, depending on the availability of the other guys, because yeah, obviously, as you said with the math, just outside that top two spot, you'll this 9 points, you'll move into 61 points, so just 1 point behind Kent McLean in third as place. John Bennett though, he picked up what? He picked up 8 points, up seven. Oh, actually, John Bennett, he's the under the radar driver. He'll jump up with 7 points, I believe, if I'm correct. Four. So you'll be in fourth spot. Kent will move to third, and John Bennett will move into second, 5 points behind Cody McDonald tomorrow night. So a lot of little individual stories going on coming into the USA race tomorrow night. So do you think you'll just wait till practice session and that's the time you'll put into the UMPs tomorrow night? Uh,
yes,
yeah.
absolutely. Not gonna change how things have been going this whole season. So it's been working. So why change it right now?
Spot on, spot on. And as I've said to you in the past, I'm the same. I think it's can't peak too soon, and you don't sort of come into it. I know guys that will they'll do 100 laps repeatedly for a couple of days, or they'll set it to like a ridiculous track state, and it's just different getting there yourself naturally with the tire wear and the track wear, etc., etc. I feel like you just can't sort of have a good idea of what that's going to be like until the night, until you get out there under practice, weather, the time of day, the amount of cars on the track, what laps they, all of those different factors and criteria go into making the track unique. So I can't wait tomorrow night, USA. The was it week technically week 14, I guess.
Yeah,
But
I believe that's gonna be my nemesis tomorrow. I'm quick to start, but once it starts slicking off at USA, that's my downfall. So I do not anticipate I'll be happy with the top five tomorrow. Let's put it that way.
let's hope that Cody and the family are having such a great time in the mountains that yeah, we love having him on the screens. We say this in jest, but that he chooses to stay away for an extra night, and that will definitely liven us up when we return from the first mid-season break. All right, my man. Look, congratulations, back-to-back victories. Any night of the week aren't that easy. So to come out and get it here tonight on the special Saturday night broadcast, I definitely feel like is even more special because yeah, it's two tricky tracks back to back. It's two very, as you say, very different stylized and built tracks. So really testing you guys, and that's what KHR is all about. I feel like all the different divisions and the track orders and stuff like that really lend themselves to just keeping you guys on your toes and keeping you at your best. So congratulations, man. Before we let you go, as always, friends, family, sponsors, who do you need to give a shout out
Same people as always. Yep.
to?
You of course for throwing this out there for everybody to see. League owners and the rest of the races for putting on the races and getting the car counts so that we can put on a good show. And then obviously the wife and kids for letting me do this, specifically the wife on Saturday. So
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
the kids will be a handful, but yeah, shout out to her for letting me come play around, see what I can do.
Definitely, my man. Definitely. All right, I will let you go. Congratulations. The racing week's starting tonight instead of tomorrow night, so we'll see you tomorrow night for the UMP mods and the most exhaustion repair late models. And as I say, we'll talk to you. We have little doubt we'll be talking to you soon as to when, completely in your control. But yeah, we'll definitely keep the name tag and the seat where it is to anticipate your early return.
Yeah, thanks, I appreciate it.
Catch you, brother. All right, that wraps up tonight's special Saturday night main event. Don't sue us, WWE. Presentation of Mud Mule TV, the Motowear International UMP mods, round 4 and 7. Bristol Motor Speedway and Lincoln Speedway. Dave and Garman Jr., the winner in both races here tonight. Join us tomorrow night, as I say, for the normal, regular scheduled Motowear International UMP mod race at USA International Speedway, as well as the most exhaustive repair pro late models. All right, guys and girls, thanks for watching on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. I'm still buzzing at my boy Dave, Dan Betts. I just got you, Dave. I was looking at Dawson's name and David Garman's name and just got all these D's going. Dan Betts. Oh, Dad. What was his name? Danny Magic. Danny Magic, Danny underscore Magic 888. Give him a follow on Twitch. I don't know if he streams much, but he's a good bloke. He's an excellent bloke. So thank you for checking this side of my life out. Chris Standridge, as always. Travis McDonald. Mike Davis for sharing and liking. Tom Land, our Motowear International sponsor. Chad Putterbowl. Who else? Bobby. Everyone, man. Just guys are all legends. Thank you so much for coming out and watching. Chad is not at home, so the thing. Oh, there we go. That gives away Chad. Is the thing, the special project that I'm working on, which that Chad's been working on, that I'm stoked to share with you guys. But there we go. Tomorrow night. Yeah. Look, please. I've already said the like, follow, subscribe stuff on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. That way you'll know when we're live on whichever platform you do choose. We do have a post on the Facebook page about Twitch and how you can utilize that with Amazon Prime. If you do have an Amazon Prime TV account, it does come with a Twitch subscription, Twitch membership, sorry, and a free subscription to any Twitch viewer you choose. And I do offer subscriptions to my service. It helps support me in what I do. So if you do want to check that out, you can go straight to Twitch and check it out. Or if you're not sure exactly how to do that, head on over to the Facebook page, BobbethTV, and there is a post there talking you through that. Yeah, look, guys, thank you so